Hey team, today we're going to talk about leadership with Colonel Brett Forbes.
Cool.
Brett is a field artillery officer. He graduated from Oklahoma University, huge Oklahoma Sooners fan.
Roger that, Boomer Sooner.
There you go. He commanded 141 Field Artillery at Fort Stewart, and he's got 3 deployments to Iraq.
Cool.
He's got a great family. He's married to Christy, and they have 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. Now here's the exciting part. Brett is getting ready to take command of 1st Cavalry Division Artillery. So you got big guns,
Roger.
but when you're talking 1st Cav Divarty, you're talking the real big guns. So that's
Red team.
there you go. That is awesome, and it's going to be great to see you guys and your team head down there. So Brett, just the first question. You've worked for a ton of different leaders in your career. When you look at some of the attributes that you've learned from them and taken forward in your career, what are some of those things you've learned?
Yeah, so Eric, like you said, I've been blessed my entire career to have just phenomenal leaders to work for. Don't know why that worked out like that, but it did, and I'm so glad that it did. Some of the key things that I've noticed in all those leaders, the biggest things: positive, very approachable, good communicators, very personable. I find that's one of the biggest things that I think impacted me was just how personable they were. The Army's a people business, so if you get people down and you can talk to them, it has a huge impact on the organization. They trusted subordinates, allowed them to operate, which was huge. I've always been given latitude and leeway by my leaders to go do the things that I think need to be done for readiness for my organization, and that's been a huge takeaway for me. And then they give feedback in a constructive manner, which I always thought was great. Not in a rough way, not in a yelling way, but just a very constructive manner that made you want to do better for them, and I think that's important.
Yeah, those are great and things that we can aspire to be personable, to give clear guidance, and then to give that feedback in a positive way. Those are all great tips that you learned from your leaders, and hopefully we'll continue those.
I'll definitely take them forward with me.
So if we grabbed all the lieutenants, all the junior officers from 141 Field Artillery, Fort Stewart, we got them in one room, and we said, what is Colonel Forbes' hot rock? What's that one thing he always says, his kind of number one leadership tip? What would that be?
I don't know what they'd say I said, but what I would tell you is my biggest tip that I always carry with me is it's really about knowing your people and caring for them. If you can't do that, or you don't do that, then you absolutely cannot lead effectively in an organization. You have to know and care for your folks, and it has to be genuine. It can't be fake. You can't fake that. I've had several of my mentors tell me, it's not about what you do in command. It's about how you make people feel. And that's really what your legacy is about, is what people will remember when you're gone is not the hot things you did at NTC or the training event. It's going to be how you made them feel throughout your command. And so, it is as I mentioned before, it's a people business, and you have to understand, care, and really just love your formations to get the most out of them from a training, readiness, personal aspect, and I think that's the critical piece.
Yeah, those are great, and it's sometimes we get focused on the technical stuff or the big event, but it's all about people.
It's all about people.
That's good. So you're getting ready to take Division Artillery Command, Divarty Command, as we say in the Army. But let's go back to Cadet Forbes, young man. He's at Oklahoma Sooner. He's at Oklahoma University. What would you tell him if you could go back in time and talk to yourself?
First, I tell him to study harder. But no, seriously, what I think my one piece of advice would be: get ready, because this is not just a 4-year gig. When I got in, I thought that's all it was. It was a way through college, and what I quickly found as I got out and got involved, Korea was my first duty station, Germany after that. I was amazed at, one, how much I loved what the Army did and what it represented. 2, was in awe by the opportunities that I was provided by the Army itself. And so if I had to take a chance to go back, I would just say, hey, just get ready, because this is a long-term venture for you, not just a short-term gig. So,
yeah, that bigger view we kind of hear about a lot. I know I struggled as a kid at just trying to get through the next day, the next class.
Right.
But having that longer view is key. So let's roll it forward a little bit and talk about lieutenants, specifically kind of your young captains, lieutenants. What are you looking for from your junior leaders as when you were a battalion commander or going into Divarty Command?
Yeah. Hey. So what I've always looked for in the lieutenants are guys that come to the team ready to be team players. I think that's a huge part of it. coming into an organization ready to make an impact in any way that you're asked to do. You got a lot of guys that come in and all they want to do, I want to be a platoon leader. And if they're not a platoon leader, they get frustrated. I'm telling you, every job that you are given is for a reason. Every job that you're in, you can have an impact in an organization. And guys that come in and just really want to be a part of the team and take care of business in the best manner they can, regardless of the job, are the ones that I'm looking for. Also, innovation. Come to the table with some creativity, some innovation. Don't be afraid to bring that up and have that discussion with whoever you're working for. I think all too often we have guys that come in are afraid they're going to rock the boat or something to that effect. But I'm telling you, our junior leaders, in my experience, junior leaders that have worked for me have had some of the best ideas that I've ever incorporated into my battalion or my battery organizations. And if they wouldn't have had the confidence to step forward and talk about that, we'd have missed out on some golden opportunities that we took advantage of. So innovation, I would say come positive too. You got to have a positive just outlook on life, positive attitude as you come in. I try to carry that with me every day. And a couple other tidbits: be a listener and a learner. When you come into an organization, trust those non-commissioned officers to train you. Let them train you. Don't think you know everything, because I guarantee you don't. And that's speaking from experience as a young lieutenant when I didn't listen to my platoon sergeant, and I found out very quickly that I needed to do so. But if you come in with that attitude, positive, listen, learner, trying to get better each and every day in your craft, that's really what I'm looking for in lieutenants, and that's how you make organizations better.
So I'm an infantry guy. I love the infantry, but man, I'm telling you, field artillery is like
King
right
battle,
there.
baby.
Love the king of battle, and what you guys do. We shoot little bullets. You guys shoot big bullets. So when you look at specifically your field artillery lieutenants, your field artillery cadets, junior leaders, what sets them apart, and what advice would you give specifically to folks in the field artillery?
Yeah, hey, I would tell you the biggest thing that I think we face as a branch is our expertise or lack of expertise in the fire support realm. I think that is the most important job, regardless of what level it's at, is the fire support, the ability to be effective as a fire supporter. I will tell all the lieutenants out there, or any young aspiring officer in the field artillery, you have to understand how to employ fires in support of the maneuver formations that you're supporting. And if you can, take the extra time, at BOLIC or CCC, get better at fire support and understanding your role in that piece. Critical job, in my opinion. The most important job that we have out there is the fire supporter. And I think all too often we sell ourselves short in that realm. So
those are good, man. And we want you to put those rounds in the right place too.
Absolutely.
So that's critical to everybody. But Brett, thanks for spending some time with us today.
My pleasure. Big fan.
Absolutely. And we look forward to you taking command and heading down to Fort Hood. And thanks for being on Lopez on Leadership.
My pleasure, man.